Okay.
Okay, Mary, why did you agree to this interview?
I agreed to this interview because it's only in the last few years that I've ever admitted to anyone outside of my family the problems I had with learning to read and having people understand my writing.
Now, start at the beginning, from when you were a child, and your first experiences and your struggle with reading.
Well, I went to Henry Barnard in the second grade. I had gone to a little elementary school in our town for first grade, and I wasn't doing well. So my father transferred me to Henry Barnard. And it was a very small class, like 14 to 15 people, lots of wonderful things going on. And I was a very obedient and extremely introverted, shy child. So when people came by and would turn my book the other way, I would just let it go till they got out of sight, because that was the only way I could read with any ability.
So when you say they were turning your book the other way, they were turning your book in what people think is the traditional, conventional way of reading.
Yeah.
So you did better
upside down.
Upside down.
And we did only cursive writing. That's how, in those years, you learn cursive first. And I could only write cursive inverted. But my problem was when we had to write on the blackboard. That was like impossible because I was trying to convert it naturally. So instead of, usually you see children will write, go up a line or diagonal. Well, even within my words, it was going in, all the snickers and so forth. And, I mean, I felt that. It was nothing compared to what you might see, overtly, because everybody was nice, but I felt terrible. And I was the oldest of 4 children, and everybody was what I consider smart. And and it still touches me today, you can probably hear it in my voice. So when the report cards come out, my parents would say, I'm very proud of all our children. They all got good report. And here I am with D's.
So now, let's go back, because you said your dad transferred you to Henry Barnard.
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember what year that was that you were at Barnard?
Well, it was probably around 1944, because I was born in 37.
Okay. And what affiliation did your dad have with
My father taught history and political science at Rhode Island College. And I always felt so embarrassed for him, although he had nothing to do with that school. And so I had an aunt who was a French teacher in Providence, and she was also left-handed, so everybody thought it was that, and so she worked with me, on my handwriting and so forth, but I'll just let that go. But it was just very, my other siblings didn't have this trouble. It was just awful. Should I take that off the hook so that it won't interfere with you?
Well, we could. Why don't we stop just